So a couple of suggestions about epoxy pouring practices here. One, I was doing this in an unused bedroom in my house, pouring the epoxy, that is. That is problematic for a bunch of reasons, as it turns out. One is if there's carpet or bedspreads and sheets in the room, you've got a lot of lint to fly around and stir up. Two, if you can't close off your vent for your heat or AC, then you've got lint and dust coming down on top of your work from up there. That's not good. Well, not if you're striving for perfection, which I always do, and I don't expect to ever quite get there, but that's okay. It's fun to keep trying and experimenting to perfect the process. So I built this shop, and I've got a clean room here. I've got plastic down on part of the floor. The reason why I haven't covered the whole floor with plastic is because this is concrete, and if I cover the floor with plastic, it's going to serve as a vapor barrier, and it will not let the cement sweat, and then so there's going to be water puddling up and getting trapped underneath the plastic, and that's going to raise my humidity in here, and I don't really want that. So what I do is, well, one, I've got a crock pot here. I'll turn that on, but it takes it a long time to get warmed up. I just put it on its lowest setting. It's got some water in it that I can put my epoxy in later. So the resin, you want to heat the resin up a little bit, get it up around maybe 85 degrees, 90 degrees, I guess, just a little bit warm, not hot. Don't do that with the hardener. If you heat up the hardener like that too, it's going to bake, and you'll get something that's going to come out looking like that, kind of all foamy and hardened, and that's not a very pretty surface. So I went into the sink, because here's what's going to happen. If you put this stuff in your sink in your house and you're putting it in warm water to get it heated up a little bit, every time you pour, a little bit's going to come off at the edge, and kind of drip down, and then when you keep putting it in your sink, well, you're going to end up with epoxy on your sink and on your kitchen counter, and then your wife is going to be mad, and so we don't want that, because we all know that a happy wife is a happy life. So I'm going to take this epoxy, I'm going to put this in a bucket that I put warm water in, see, because I can get epoxy on that and my wife won't know and she won't care. So I'm going to leave that in there for about 15 or 20 minutes and let it get kind of heated through. Then I'm going to mix this up. I'm going to pour the voids and a couple of bigger projects I'm doing, and then I'm going to mix the rest with some denatured alcohol up to about 20-25% of denatured alcohol. I can also use acetone. That's going to thin it out, and that's going to let it soak into my more porous surfaces. Harder woods are not going to soak up very much. That's Bodark or Osage Orange, super hard, won't soak up any. It'll come out with a glossy surface just from my seal coat, like this did on this nice hard piece of olive. The mesquite is hard too, so it'll be glossy and not soak in very much. But stuff like this old pecan that's spalted, and a lot of it's sapwood, and so it's very soft. I'd probably put 4 or 5 seal coats in this, because with the alcohol in it, it will soak down into the wood and actually stabilize or harden the soft punky parts. So if you're making it into like a bench or a piece of furniture or a tabletop, that will help keep it sturdy and keep it from breaking.